It was a sweltering morning in Malaysia, with track temperatures close to hitting the 40-degree mark at the start of first practice. With all the teams taking advantage of the extra set of tyres available for the first half an hour of the session, Jenson Button went fastest with a 1 minute 42.5. With the track starting to rubber in, the times began to fall. Then it was time for Raikkonen to turn the tables on Alonso.
1 minute 40.8. Good lap there from Kimi Raikkonen. We were saying this track is a good track for Ferrari historically. I wonder if we're going to see that kind of performance. And interestingly, both Alonso and Raikkonen. Oh, and we've got a spin the other Ferrari, Alonso. Alonso spinning backwards. That's not a sight you see too often.
At the apex, he lost the rear of the car, so possibly a bit too much entry speed.
It was finally time to see the pace of the Mercedes in Malaysia, with Lewis Hamilton improving on his best lap to set a time that would not be beaten.
And it's a 1:40.6, so he gains about another tenth or two of a second. Not a massive change, but still a useful little improvement.
And with the checkered flag about to fall, Hamilton was still pushing his Mercedes to its limits.
Hamilton through the gravel trap. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So Hamilton led the way in the morning session at Sepang, with Raikkonen, Rosberg and Button all within half a second of the 2008 World Champions' time.
Hey there guys, Aarava here, today bringing you my F1 2014 100% race ultra modded career mode, and we're back with episode 2 at the Malaysian Grand Prix, here in our Red Bull racing car alongside Sebastian Vettel. And once again we're starting from 22nd place for the race, and you guys seem to really enjoy the last episode, a lot of action, and I hope the same can be said for this one. We're gearing up. It's a very gloomy day, as you can see, appearing through the garage, so that may affect some tyre temperatures at the start of the race, but hopefully it will get sunnier. No forecast of rain, 0%, so that's good. We actually had an upgrade for this race, but it failed, which I'll show you in a second on screen, but we're just going through the setup now. Very aggressive setup, because I realised the tyre wear wasn't that bad in Australia, so I went for a more aggressive setup. But there you go, an engine update has failed for us, so that's a bit annoying. We could have saved on some engine wear on the engine with this update, but it seemingly failed. So some issues there with Renault that we'll have to discuss in some board meetings, obviously. But looking at the race strategy, we're going option, prime option. That's the way I'm going to go, because it always on this game, it feels like it's much better if you get the prime tyre out of the way first. So I'm going to go to the prime tyre on the second stint and then the option at the end. But it's going to be a good fight from 22nd place. I'm feeling good about this race, but Malaysia sometimes has not been a good one for me in the past, but we'll see how it goes. No forecast of rain, so it should be a good one. So let's gear up for the second episode of this ultra modded career mode for a 100% race around Malaysia. It should be a very good one. Malaysia has always thrown up good races in the past, and the tension is on. It's only the second race of the season, but everyone still wants to do their best they can to try and get as many points in the championship. So here we are at the Malaysian Grand Prix, revving up for 5 red lights from 22nd place, and we are off. And that was an age to wait for the lights to go out, but we're finally out. Ericsson having a bad start there on the right hand side, just looking over just to check we're not going to smash into him as we move over to the right. Chilton coming across, so we're going to move to the inside in the middle of the track. Let's see how we can go through to the first corner now. Very large corner, very wide, so plenty of cars going side by side here. We're up to 15th place. The hand goes up, so we might have tapped someone there. Down the inside, in the middle of a Toro Rosso indeed, and a Sauber on my right hand side, just squeezing a Sauber out on the right hand side there. And then we're up to 12th place. A great start here at the Malaysian Grand Prix. Looks like there's a bit of a log jam here and traffic jam here. Button going very slowly, Bottas going very slowly indeed. I think Bottas may have an issue there as he falls back a few positions. They're up to 11th place now behind McLaren's Jenson Button, and looks like he's chasing down, I think that is a Lotus indeed. So a very good start for one of the Lotus cars up in 9th place. I think that's Maldonado, very surprising indeed, 9th place for Maldonado. Perez right behind us in the Force India. He's going to be right there with us with that Mercedes engine. We're going to try and close up on Button. We can close up in the corners against these Mercedes cars, with the Red Bull having superior aerodynamics on most of these Mercedes, apart from maybe the Mercedes Works team. I'm going to try and maybe go around the outside of the Button. It's not going to work. He squeezes out a tiny bit. but we're just going to try and stick behind him under his gearbox. So let's see what we can do right behind. And now we're in 11th place at the moment, just outside the point, so this is good at the moment. It's not even finished one lap, and we're right behind in the points. Now here we go, we're going to try down the outside of Button. We've tapped him and we've lost a bit of our front wing, so that's the realistic damage for you. Just a little tap and we lost our front wing, a little bit of our front wing there. And Perez right behind me now as I lost the rear on the exit of that corner. Very tricky corner, one of the hardest corners in Formula 1, I think. I think when you ask drivers, that's definitely something they may say that's one of the hardest corners in Formula 1. Just very off camber, very tricky to get right. But here on lap 2 now, we're on the back of Jenson Button. Can we get him? We're doing a little switchback and we made it work. A lot of grip there, going side by side with Button. He's still very much there, so great action here with Button once again, going side by side with him as we did in Australia. Good stuff there, but we've just about got it on the exit. Track extended a little bit, but we got 10th place there from Button. So really nice work. We got the kind of a cut back there and got some great traction on that exit of that corner. And now through this next one, much nicer than we did on lap 1. So we're up to 10th place now in the points, and now we cut into lap 3 and we've gone purple in the first sector. We've got to save some fuel though. We're on -1 lap of fuel, which is quite different to what we had in Australia. We really didn't need to save that much fuel in Australia, but here in Malaysia we're on -1 surprisingly. And now as we come up, there's been an absolute traffic jam here. I don't know what has gone on there. There's about 5 cars in front of us. They're all bunched together. What is going on here? So Raikkonen's now down to 9th place. We've got a Button behind me trying to get me in. Raikkonen going very slowly. What on earth is he doing? Get out of the way, man. What are you doing? I think he's got some sort of issue. I'm not too sure. Has he got a front wing? No, he has. He does have a front wing, so I don't know what's gone on there with Raikkonen. Maybe he's just got some sort of ERS failure or an engine shutdown. I'm not too sure, but Button also holding up as a treat. I think Alonso's going very slowly. No, he doesn't have a front wing. Yeah, there we go. Alonso no front wing, so I think that was causing the logjam. But in all of that craziness, we went back down to 11th place momentarily, and then we got back up. So now we're in 8th place now after that chaos of Alonso losing his front wing there and seemingly Raikkonen having some sort of engine or ERS issue. So now we're on lap 7. We're up to 8th place now. We've got Magnussen up ahead trying to overtake a car. I think that's Maldonado. So can we try and get one of these guys as they're squabbling? I think we may try and get Maldonado as he's been squeezed out by Magnussen. Good job for Magnussen down the inside turn 1. Doing much better than his teammate Button at the moment here in Malaysia. But now here we are on the back of Maldonado in the slipstream of this Lotus car. Can we maybe try and make a move down the inside? It's going to be a very late move, locked up on the right tyre, down the inside, but we've made it. That was a very late call. I really actually didn't think I was going to make that move, but just at the last second I closed up on Maldonado far too much, so I just had to move out on the right hand side and just lock up a tiny bit and make the move stick. So very unusual late move there, but it worked out. So here going on to lap 8 now, we've got DRS on Kevin Magnussen Dane in the McLaren. Can we try and get him? We're going to close up on him here with DRS, gaining. We'll just about get into 8th gear there. There we go, maybe down the inside. Magnussen, his light's flashing, so he's going to be harvesting to ERS down the inside, really on the curb, riding the curb there, really bumpy, a lot of vibrating on the wheel, on the force feedback. But here we go into 6th place now on lap 8. So a really nice simple move there down the inside with DRS, casual textbook move there in Formula 1 to get 6th place from Magnussen, and also looking behind, Maldonado's overtaking him as well. So Maldonado being opportunistic there and getting Magnussen as I take him as well. So now onto lap 15 now, we're in 6th place, Massa's ahead of us, and looks like I think Hulkenberg, the likes of Vettel, and then Rosberg and Hamilton are ahead of them. So it's 6th place right now on lap 15, doing a good job at the moment. As we come through now, we've got 20 cars left in this Grand Prix. As you can see there on the top left-hand corner, it went from 22 to 20, so we lost, and we're in P5 now. So we lost 2 cars, and one of them is Rosberg. Rosberg's behind us in 6th place there, as you can see on the hood. So Rosberg has crashed out of the Grand Prix because he's one of those 2 cars that has gone out. So we've only got 20 cars left. We're up to 5th place. Nico Rosberg is out in the Malaysian Grand Prix, and Massa going very slowly. This may be explaining what's happened. Has he got no front wing? I suspect he may not have one because he's going very slowly down the inside. And yes, he's got no front wing, so Massa seemingly has maybe crashed with Rosberg, giving him the puncher or something, because he is out of the Grand Prix now. So we're up to 4th place now with that overtake on Massa. Vettel's in front of us. I believe then Hulkenberg is 2nd and Hamilton is 1st. So Hulkenberg doing a very good job in 2nd place. Our teammate right up there in 3rd place on that podium position. So on to lap 17 now. We're in P4 still, and we're just trying to close up on Vettel. But as you can see there on the top left-hander, 18 places now. We've lost 2 more cars in this Grand Prix. Absolute madness. Some really big crashes happening probably as we're coming through now. still in 4th place. Maldonado in 5th behind us. Vettel in 3rd. But as we come through, Hamilton is in 3rd place. Now he's in 4th. We've overtaken him. So that was where Hamilton crashed out, somewhere around that area of the lap, because he's now behind us in 4th place. He's going to be out the Grand Prix. So, wow, that's 2 Mercs out, both Mercedes out of this Grand Prix. That's going to work an absolute treat for us Red Bull guys, because obviously Red Bull are second in the Constructors at the moment. So with this, I'm going to stay out right now on lap 17, but with this, if me and Vettel get a podium, this is going to be great stuff for Constructors at the moment. Vettel in 2nd, Hulkenberg 1st at the moment, Hulkenberg leading the race at the moment, but now as we come through, both those cars pitting, so now we're leading the race here on lap 18, but that's madness. Hulkenberg's going to be in a net 1st position, which is quite crazy, doing quite well for himself in that Force India there. So now here we come onto the end of lap 18. We're going to come in for the pits now, following in this other car. I don't know who it is, I can't really tell, but we're coming into the pits now for our first pit stop of the race. We've gone really long into this Grand Prix, 18 laps on the option white wall tyres, and now here we come into the pit stop, into our pit box for the pit stop. We're going to have to change our front wing as well, because remember we lost a tiny bit on Button's car, but there we go, putting on the orange prime hard tyre there. We're going to go quite long on this stint now, but as we come through now, we're down to 2nd place. Hulkenberg's in 1st at the moment, and looks like Vettel should be coming through. There we go, we're down to 3rd place now, so we're in 3rd at the moment, so doing a very good job. If it finishes like this, I'll be very satisfied, to be honest, if we're finishing in 3rd place, but obviously we're going to try and chase them. Vettel in the exact same car as us, so we could theoretically catch him, and Hulkenberg in the Force India theoretically should be worse than our car, so, you know, the win could be possible. We'll have to see. There's quite a big gap to Vettel, so we're going to have to push really hard. Massa right behind us as well, but both Mercedes out of this Grand Prix, we have a big opportunity to try and win this race, so let's just push as hard as we can now on the prime tyres. It's a harder compound, so we can try and lean on them a bit more. So let's just go out there and push. So now to lap 37 now. We set the fastest sector of the Grand Prix so far right now, and we're in 1st place at the moment. Vettel and Hulkenberg have already pit now for their 2nd stop. I believe they went option, and now they're on the prime harder tyre now for this 3rd stint. Obviously I did the counter, I was on option, prime option. But as you can see there, we overtook Vern. He was being lapped, and it was just very close. Just something I wanted to show you. Just look how close we get to Vern. That is oh so close, and with the realistic damage, if that front wing end plate touched my tyre, that could have been a puncture. So very, very lucky to get away with that as we overtake him. Another stupid thing the AI do, when they're being lapped, they just park it on the apex a bit stupidly. But now we got onto lap 38 now. On the end of lap 38, we're going to come in for our pit stop, I think, with the tyres quite warm there on the prime tyres. But I mean, they're not that warm, but we want to go into the options because they're a lot faster as a compound. They're a lot softer. So now here we come into the pits. In for the white option prime tyre. Right now, 1st place, 15 runners in the Grand Prix. So again, lots of crashes happening with the AI around the lap that I haven't seen so far. So we're in 2nd place at the moment. Vettel's gone through for 1st place. Will we go down to 3rd? We'll have to see as we see a car going through. No, that's not Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg may be the next dot on the mini-map, which means we may just about get him. No, that dot passes us, so that's not Hulkenberg either. So we may be into a legit 2nd place as we come out now. Hulkenberg just coming out there. There he is on the left-hand side of us, looking back at us. There we go. There's Hulkenberg. We've really got onto the curb there, so I was trying to look behind me. I couldn't see where I was going in front, but Hulkenberg has dropped back, so we've legit got 2nd place there in the Grand Prix. So we've overtaken him with just the pace we've had on the prime tyres, and the undercut has not worked for Hulkenberg there. So on lap 39, we're in 2nd place. Now coming on to lap 40, a lap later, we set the fastest 2nd sector of the Grand Prix so far on these fresh new option tyres. Vettel in 1st place, so we've just got, it's a 1-2 for Red Bull at the moment, which is amazing. But you know me, I want to try and make it a 1-2 in my favour. I want to be that #1 car. So let's go through it. Safety car! What on earth is going on there? There's been a huge crash! And there's 2 cars out. Huge crash. What has gone there? We look at the slow-mo replay. Button and Toro Rosso, I believe Vern. Huge crash there. Huge crash. Button's whole left-hand side and Vern's whole right-hand side completely gone. Very lucky not to hit that tyre there in the middle of the track, but oh my god, what a crash there. A lot of debris on the track there, lucky not to get a puncture. And yeah, I believe that's Vern's car, the whole right-hand side lopped off. So safety car deployed. Just as I was saying, you know, it's a 1-2 for Red Bull, but I want to make it a 1-2 in my favour. I want to be 1 and then I want Vettel to be second. So we're going to really push on now with the safety car. This is a really great opportunity to try and get first place in this Grand Prix now. So now we're here on the safety car restart lap. The safety car is coming in this lap. We're behind Bottas now. We're weaving around just to get the tyre temps. Bottas in front of us, who's been lapped, so that's no worry. Vettel there in first place, right behind the safety car. So this is a really good opportunity to try and overtake Vettel as we closed up on him. Obviously, there was a bit of a gap before the safety car, but now the safety car's borders closed. And here we go on the restart now. Bottas goes straight into the pits. Here we go on the exit of the corner, trying to catch Vettel. He's really bolted there. He's got a really good exit on that hairpin exit onto lap 43. So we're going to have to try our best to try and overtake him. I'm not too sure what the Red Bull guys want from this. Obviously, it's a 1-2, but knowing Red Bull, you know, they're all about trying to make it a safe 1-2. They don't like their drivers squabbling too much, so I'm not too sure if they're going to tell me anything. We're going to have to see how it goes onto the coming laps. We're going to have to try and close down Vettel first of all. And now onto lap 45, we have closed down Vettel. It's within at least, you know, got to say at least 3/10 there, even more through that corner. Really caught up on Vettel there, and I'm not too sure what they're going to do here. We've got DRS on Vettel.
Multi-map 1-2, multi-map 1-2.
Don't worry, Sebastian, don't worry. We are working on this. Don't worry, Sebastian, don't worry.
So Red Bull, it looks like they don't want us to try and overtake Vettel. We've been called for the multi 1-2. Vettel's been radioed in to want that, so he doesn't want me to overtake him. He wants the race win. Understandable, because he is second in the championship at the moment, but I want that win as well. I worked hard to get into this position. He's on the harder tyre, so he's on the slower tyre. We tried to overtake him around the outside there. It didn't really work as we went too wide. We're going to try and close on him. We've got a really good exit there. We're closing in the slipstream. We should get some cleaner air here. We're closing up on him. We will close on him in the braking zones. Here we go. Fastest sector of the Grand Prix so far there in the first sector. We've really closed up on him on this corner, right behind his gearbox here. Can we try and pressurise him into a mistake maybe? I'm not too sure. We're getting very close to him in these high-speed corners.
Try to look after your tyres. You're too close in the fast corners.
So we've got a radio call from the Red Bull garage trying to tell me to back off in the high-speed corners and not get so close to Vettel's rear as my tyres are starting to go off, but I'm not buying it. I think that's a lot of BS there. I think Red Bull are just trying to secure Vettel's first place here. He's called in for multi 1-2, so I think he definitely wants to just hold position and get the win, but I'm not having any of it. Here onto lap 47, I've got DRS. Let's try and overtake Vettel. Here we go in the slipstream on the left-hand side of the track. It's going to be very close. He's not giving him much room, and we're going to try and go round the outside. Sebastian Vettel's into the first corner, going side by side with him. Nice duel with Vettel here. He's still there on the inside there, though, by the proximity area. He cuts across me, having to go very tight on the apex there. Vettel still in first place now. Comes back, have to be watch out for my front wing.
Careful. Need to give him the space. Hold position.
So Christian Horner is radioed in to tell me to hold position. Well, I'm having none of it. I want this win. It's on lap 47. We've come from 22nd place to 2nd place here, right behind Vettel, up his gearbox. I'm not going to back off. I want this race win. Let's try and get it.
Sebastian, you need to get out of a curse pattern. Get out of a curse overtake pattern. The system won't take it.
So it looks like Vettel is using a lot of his ERS energy, specifically the MGUK, the KERS energy, to try and keep me ahead. And there, we tried to go around the outside of Vettel on that hairpin corner in the 3rd sector, but he squeezed me out. So playing a bit dirty there, Vettel, squeezing me off so I can overtake him on that previous lap. But now here we go on lap 51. Here we go.
He didn't leave the space. I could have easily get him a puncture.
And here we go, trying to go around the outside of Vettel. Once again, he squeezed me onto the apex, but it was even closer there on the pit straight, trying to get into turn 1 there. He's really pushing me hard. Here we go, once again behind his gearbox. Here we go, a much better run here onto this sector. Can we try and overtake him down the inside? Yes, we do, down the inside, and we may have got this move.
Sebastian, be careful of front tyre wear. Front tyre wear is high. Both front and rear, high wear.
And we've got the move done. We're into first place, and with Vettel's tyre wear, I think that is basically nailed it. That's the nail in the coffin. We've got first place here in the Malaysian Grand Prix, coming through on the last lap. Alonso's even overtaken Vettel, so it's a 1-3 for Red Bull.
Good job, good job. Looked like you wanted it bad enough. Still, there'll be some explaining to do.
So it's a 1-3 for Red Bull, but we have won the Malaysian Grand Prix. First win of the season for Red Bull. First win for us in the Red Bull car this season. Alonso comes home in 2nd, Vettel 3rd. So I think the team are maybe not going to be too happy with me. I ignore their radio calls, and I also forced Vettel going into third, basically, because when I overtook Vettel, you know, he used all his tyres up to try and defend from me, so he couldn't defend from Alonso, so he's gone down to third. So I may have some stern words in the boardroom, but wow, what an episode, guys. Really great stuff at the end with the battle with Vettel, and all through some great action to try and get first place here, and we've got it. 22nd to first. Awesome stuff here from Malaysian Grand Prix. And that means now we are first place in the Drivers' Championship. Awesome stuff here for our F1 2014 100% race Ultra Mod Career Mode to be leading the championship right now. On only episode 2. We've got 40 points there. Vettel in second place with 33 points. And we've got Lewis Hamilton there with 25 points because he retired this race along with Rosberg. So great stuff here in the Driver Championship. First place. It's a long season, obviously 19 races, so we've got a lot more to go. But this is looking good so far. So if you guys did enjoy that episode with all the editing and stuff like that, tell me what you liked. Comment that stuff below. But if you did enjoy that, smash the likes. We did awesome on the first episode for the likes. If we can do it again for episode 2, that'd be absolutely awesome. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that. In the constructors, Red Bull are now first place, so either way, Red Bull may be unhappy with me, but we are still first place now in the constructors with Red Bull. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, give it a like, comment below what you thought, subscribe to you for weekly F1 content just like this. I've been Aarava, hope you enjoyed the rest of the day, and I will see you guys next time. And I'm off now for a boardroom meeting with Red Bull.